Hello and welcome to the Law Office of Darren D. Woodfork. My name is Darren D. Woodfork and I'm an attorney here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And today I want to talk about how my law firm got started in basically virtual legal services, essentially letting people hire me and do their whole case without coming into my office. And this all started back in 2011, way before the 2020 shutdown and all that. Way before anybody was even thinking about having remote law offices or virtual law services. And the reason why I did that back in 2011, I might have mentioned this before somewhere, is that I had a client who was in a car accident case down here in Phoenix, and he lived in Flagstaff. And so he had his treatment done in Flagstaff. He went to all of his doctors. Everything was done in Flagstaff. And so he called my office down here in Scottsdale and signed up the case. And we let the insurance company know that we informed the insurance company that we were representing him. We did his whole case. Once he got done with the doctors, we submitted all the papers through email. We faxed everything we needed to. We did everything we needed to do online, basically. And then when the case was over, we got the insurance check from the insurance company, and we sent the client his settlement check, and that was it. And the client was happy. Everybody was happy, and everybody, thought it was very convenient. And so then I think like after that case in around 2011 or so, I had another client who basically called me and said, they were in a car accident, they were hurting, they didn't feel like leaving their house, they didn't feel like driving. They asked if there was any way they could hire me without coming to the office. And I said, of course. And so we did it. And again, that may not seem weird now or whatever, but back then it kind of was, because at least in the law, it was always you need to get the clients into your office. You need to get them into the office so you can take notes while they're talking, while they can sign papers, all of that. And again, that's what they told me when I was starting back in 2002 is when I started my actual firm. And so the older attorneys in my office would tell me, Darren, get them off the phone as fast as you possibly can, get them into the office, and get the case undergoing as soon as you possibly can. And I will mention, I always kind of thought that was weird, just because after somebody's in a car accident, the last thing they want to do is go somewhere and go to a lawyer's office. So I was always kind of like, well, why can't I just wait until 3 or 4 days when they feel like running some errands or whatever, and then come into the office and all that. So that was always kind of strange. But anyways, so then also back in 2011, 2012, something like that, I'm not sure exactly when it was, but I had a friend from DC. He was an ER doctor. He's a surgeon or ER doctor, and he came out here for a conference because he was building a company that was called a telemedicine company. And basically what they did is it was a computer monitor where people could see their doctor over a computer screen, and the doctor could diagnose it from hundreds of miles away and all that. And I think that's kind of common now. I'm not sure exactly how much it's picked up, but especially now in 2022, I'm sure there's more doctors who are seeing patients that way. But anyways, so back in 2011 or 2012, when I saw them doing that, then I thought, well, that's kind of what I did last year with my client up in Flagstaff. I was like, well, so if doctors can see patients, over the video monitor, lawyers can definitely see clients without them coming into the office. And that was kind of, and now it's, again, it's understandable, but back then it wasn't really. And then another thing that may not be so obvious, why I kind of started this back in 2011 is I remember back in the early 2000s, I was starting to look into, investing in the stock market and following the stock market. Well, stockbrokers, they would pick up the phone and call rich clients all over the world. And these guys, when they invested in them, they would wire hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars to these stockbrokers in New York who they never seen, they never met, they never went into their office. All they did was talk to them on the phone, and the stockbrokers got them to invest into these stocks, and the clients just wired them millions of dollars. And so I figured, well, if they can do that over the phone, you can hire your lawyer and do your lawyer's case over the phone. And again, that was just kind of like my intuition or my logic, back in 2011. Again, now it's not a big deal at all. Nobody thinks anything of it. And I will say, over the last 10 years, I guess 10 or 11 years, I've had 5 people maybe come into the office over 11 years. And I'll get into why they did. There's some good reasons why they did, but for the most part, every one of my clients, 98% of my clients since then, have started and finished their case all from the comfort of their own home. And sometimes they come in and grab their check in the office when it's all said and done. Sometimes I just mail it to them and that's it. But again, we're in 2022. The world is so different. There's absolutely no reason that no reason for you to have to come into a lawyer's office if you don't want to. If you want to, you're perfectly welcome to come in. I have a law office down here on Hayden and Scottsdale Road. Anytime you want to stop by, you sure can. But again, it's not necessary, and 5 people have taken me up on it in 11 years. So hope that helps. Hope that was kind of interesting. But anyways, that's why I started this virtual law firm back in, like I said, about 2011. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, darrenw@msn.com. And also my website is woodforklaw.com. Thanks for watching.